Okay, we just fired up the heater. I love having an insulated garage now. It is a huge difference. Obviously, the heater has a thermostat, and it actually shuts off now. Before, at my other house, that thing would run endlessly. It would never get to temperature, and you were freezing unless it was pointing straight at you and just burning you. And you would never, I'd never have to open anything for like ventilation because it would just go straight out the roof or whatever. You would never even get over, like, you'd never even really smell it. I mean, other than it's blowing directly on you. So, funny little circle talk there as I figure out what I'm going to do. I guess my plan that I have formulated for today is I'm just going to take the oil filter relocation thing off and set it to the side. And what I want to do is dump enough coolant to get below the headline. What I might do is like pressurize, like take one of the hoses off and just try to trickle it out nicely, or do the good old rip the lower roll, like lower hose right off the rad or the water pump. My game plan for today is to just knock the exhaust loose. Everything's easy to reach. This is the side that is significantly low. What I'd like to do is just rip this side off first, check it out, see if there's anything really obviously broken like a piston, and then examine the cylinder head, and then if everything else looks okay, put the other head right on and go straight for like a compression test. We'll see if I can get that far. That would be spectacular. So we'll just start on that. I wish I had, you know what, this rad is so nice, it probably has a drain. Probably has a little drain fitting on the rad. The owner of LOJ is probably watching this like screaming. That's for the throttle. Get that out of the way. Yeah, this side's a little bit easier to reach. We'll get some of this junk out of here. And a 10 mil and some Allen key. Some large Allen keys. Let's just get the 10 mils off. Here's an interesting tool that I use this more often than I ever thought I would. I made it for something that I couldn't reach, and it is like an old Harbor Freight 12 point welded to what's left of like a release for a jack or something like that, and it is an incredible wrench. Obviously you can get a lot of power on a 10 mil with that. So we got to take this guy off first. Here, check it out. Can I even get it in here? Nope, too long. But yeah, it's like a hell of a wrench. So we got to get these guys off, and then I can take the Allen keys out because the head's coming off anyway, and then we got to quickly figure out my coolant dump situation because that's gonna need to happen. Otherwise I'm gonna loosen the cylinder head. It's all gonna come pouring out all over the floor, and I'm sure that'll be the point where I haven't even gone under the car yet, and now I have to lay in a puddle. I'm sure that's coming. I know a lot of you can relate. So there's the oil cooler is loose already. Oh, there is only the two top Allen keys. I probably could have just loosened those. Oh well, that's you know, what we figure out. Okay, so just those two. They're big. Dang. They're like this size. Let me get our. I must have a bunch of ratchets over there. Holy crap! It's bigger than a 7. That's big. What's this, 8? It's for sure this 8. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious if we can see, like, the old trick is to shine a flashlight, turn off all your lights, stick a flashlight in like the intake port and look at the valve and see if you can see light shining through. Some of them you can just like, yeah, it's leaking. Other ones you have to do a little bit of a light test. You know, it all varies. That guy can actually just sit there. That's happy. This is happy. Let's just set this stuff somewhere nice. Okay, that's good. What I can do is just take the coolant temp sensor out and put a thing underneath there and hope most of it goes in there. Let's I gotta knock the exhaust V-band loose anyway. What size is that exhaust? The V-band. I don't know. I think I'm gonna turn my heat up a little bit. It's still chilly in here. Like a 14 millimeter, and I gotta get my O2 sensors out. ripping the rad hose loose. Always an adventure. Crap, man. The thermostat on that isn't that great? This hose is like cemented on here. You know, it's because I just don't tear the car apart all the time. Even though it seems like I do. Come on. Let go. It's like glued. I don't know what I did. Here we go. Getting unstuck. There's just not a whole lot of generous room when you retain everything. Nothing like working on a beautiful Ford Fairmont. You just have the real estate. Ugh. I feel like I'm gonna rip the fucking thing out of the radiator. I mean, I got water coming out, but holy crap. I feel like something's gonna rip. Let me get rid of my 180 hook and get my regular 90-degree hook and get under there and here's the thing. It's like an automatic transmission. The cooling system ain't happy until it's in your armpits. Then you feel great about it. You're like, yeah, armpits. That's what I wanted. That's what I was missing today. Cooling in my armpit. It's on its way already. Jeez. I just want to let it trickle like that for a day. Should have done it yesterday. Just drill a hole in the bottom of the rad. Put a bolt in it. What if I take this off? coming out a little quicker. We got some rust in there from my dirty junkyard block. Alright, we're going to let it go as is. Enough will come out at that speed. I don't need to rip the hose off. By the time I get everything else going, the situation will take care of itself. Now we need 13 and 13 to get this stuff loose. I have the 13 on here, I do. Should be able to get the 13 long into most of these. Not that great, honestly. Short. What's this? 10. That's like 8. Garbage. $13 short. I already knocked the V-band loose under the car. So then this header should fall. Hopefully enough out of the way for me to get to the head bolts. If not, that's its own hole. Okay. That's good enough. Tight first, loosen second. Dang AC line is in my way. What a problem to have. All that glorious air conditioning. More bolts, see what happens with the long tubes. You hear them bust loose. Alright. Okay, yeah, they are plenty out of the way. I mean, we know what's coming up next. It's gonna be Mr. 3/8 and a battle royale with the 10 mil. Ugh. Leave this line hooked up if I can get this in here. Yep. Coolant's already below that. Put this guy here. Put these guys down here. I need my extension. This is probably too long. Let's use this guy. See if we can get to all of them. Dirty head bolt's never been off. This one, the back of the motor, hits the engine bay. Put it on at a 45-degree angle, and we're good. Put all these head bolts in this corner of the box. Okay, let's get the put my other pans underneath the middle. When I pull the cylinder head, take a guess. Doesn't have to be perfect. I need a 19 mil to take the temp sensor off. I need to keep this 17 to put that stuff back together. Let's get this temp sensor off. Ugh, AC line hogging up the place. In the box. Nice parts box over here. $10. Which one's the 8? 8. Still peeing. Still peeing. Cover your eyes, chrome socket. Up the back ones, again, are up against this lovely plate. Come on. That thing's a little too new. Everything's sticking to it. Ratchets, dude. Where's my spinny guy? There he is. Okay. All right. I always put those right back in the valve cover. I guess we can see if any of these have a heavy bend in them. No, they look, first initial looks fine. All right, am I pretty much under the, yeah, when we go to pop this, the catch thing, it'll get most of it when it comes rushing out of the middle. So now we just need the 15 for the head bolts. Hopefully I can get in here. That AC line, yo. 15. Blue Harbor Freight socket. Oh, I think it's done tinkling. Let's use the Harbor Freight socket. Turn this guy up. The end one's going to be tricky. What about this one in here? Can barely get the gun in here to get the bolt up. That's the biggest issue, is it's just going to quickly run into something. It can do it. Crappy situation. I'd really like to see, well, I can yank one of these. This stubby is so short. I'm finding the biggest problem is you can get it into something, but you can't take a bolt out because it'll run into something. Or it's so short you can't, you have to use a 3-inch extension just to use the tool. Let's see what it does with this. Yeah, and then none of this stuff is not going. Some stuff, they're rock stars, but not gonna do this today. And it could be because of my, let's do a quick test. Because some stuff, it's amazing. It rips right out. Other stuff, I have an adapter to go to 1/2 inch that's impact rated. Because I saw this on a bunch of YouTube videos where they tested it. And when you don't use the impact socket, it doesn't have as much power. So, let's do a little bit of R&D. We got my 1/2 inch adapter and we got a 15 impact socket. Yeah, yanks it right out. Pretty big difference. That's laughable, the difference. Yeah, now see, all that struggle is just losing the power through the non-impact socket. Unbelievable. Yanking them right out now. That's going to run into the body and screw me. It's coming out. It's just got that much. Whew. Scaring me for a second. Just corroded to death. Can we get this guy on here past the AC line? Yep, we can. She's good. What about this guy? Yeah, I got it. I snuck it out past the body. That, I can't get the gun in. This, I'm not going to be able to. Well, that goes to show you how powerful that is with the, I got this guy off Amazon. I didn't have anything. I didn't have a 3/8 to 1/2. Why would you ever want to do that? CRMO. 3/8 to 1/2 inch. We got it? Can you see it? Let me, kinda, sorta. I can post that in the link down below if you guys remind me, because I surely won't remember. I'll try to get like you an affiliate link so I can make, if 50 of you buy it, I'll make like 1 cent. It'll be fucking awesome. Okay, the rest of those are just gonna have to come out normally. That snuck out past the AC line. That makes my day. The rest of these will make a nice pile. And then we'll have to crack the other ones loose. Let's get the 1/2 inch ratchet. Let's see if I can knock the rest out. Now I could probably put the sidewinder on that guy. What about these? Yep. No water yet. I must have done a good job cracking that hose loose. It's good while you work. Pat yourself on the back for small things. So you don't feel like you're doing an awful job. Man, what a great coolant dump I accomplished today. Wonderful. Not all over the ground. I'm gonna tweet. I did an amazing job on my coolant dump. Everybody can be like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Hopefully you like it. Anyway. Oh man, what a beast. What a beast you are. Hear it leaking? Yep. Hear that plastic? I put it in the right spot. Man, what a beast this thing is. Imagine what a pain in the ass that would be if you did that the whole time by hand. I used to do it. We've all been there. Ooh. How's my battery on this guy? Come on. It's at 2. Let's doing a big job. Let's give it the big boy. battery. See how... Oh, yeah, now it's wondering why I had a problem to begin with. 2 more. The back one is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, to put it nicely. Come on. Oh. Oh. This one is all chewy like the front one was. A little bit of corrosion, dirt. See, when they're funny like this, I'll teach you a trick. I have a head bolt. A lot of people do this. A lot of people have documented it. It's not like an original thing. But you take a head bolt and you shave into it vertically, and it has a channel, and you run it when you have chewy threads like that. It's usually just shit in the threads. So if you make a thread chaser by taking a bolt and cutting it lengthwise out of like an old head bolt, it'll chew all the gunk out, which is what you should do, because when you go to tighten another bolt, it's gonna fucking probably snap. Because you'll get like a funny torque setting if you have stuff in the threads like that. Sometimes I literally just WD them and run them in and out, and it's fine. But if you get any binding like that, it actually does worry me. Well, let me just throw my ratchet in there. A little bit of bindy like that. Oh wow, this is like an exercise in futility over here. I think I need my... It is like if I back the screw out, this is up against the body. So I need to get my swivel on there. See if it's farther away. Jam myself in here. Yeah, let's make the power end longer and just support the bendy end. This is a tricky one. I wonder how the other side's gonna be. Worse? Better? It's certainly not the worst car. I've said this a few times. Not the easiest, not the worst. Like, you can do stuff, it just takes a little bit longer. It's hard to get to things. Easy for some things. And then, obviously, probably pulling the motor is easier. But then I have to, like, redo everything. What I mostly don't want to do is mess with my AC and everything. It's done. Like, that's such a big accomplishment. I had a line or two break, and then it wouldn't charge, and it... Really curious to see these. Come on, Mr. Headbolt. Work with me, of course. You know what? The swivel's getting it done. What I kind of need is maybe a little... I got a little step stool. I'm at a crap angle. Oh, I got it now. Nope. Oh, there's the ground on the back of the cylinder head, too. We definitely have to grab that. Okay, there's the last head bolt. What looks to be the last head bolt. And then that ground. What do you think that ground is? Kids, 13? $15? Let's just throw this battery on the charger. My wall of Milwaukee power over there. It's okay. I got a 15 right here. Oh yeah, the head's coming loose already. Should have thought of that. Should have thought of that. Dummy. Here's what we'll do. Play a nasty trick. Get that head gasket and head bolts. A vision of the future. What's coming for them. Get reused, buddy. Okay. There's my ground bolt. Set that right there. Set this guy back over here. Take the bolt back out of the head. Ready for the show? Where am I going to set it down? I mean, it's already kind of biffed, but let's put it on some cardboard anyway. Since these are not what's going back on, we can be a little careless with them. I almost want to put on gloves. These things are sharp. If you guys haven't messed with LS motors, you don't know the razor blade factory that the cylinder head can be. So I'm going to try to grab the ports and give her a yank and then see if she'll go. Okay, it's sitting over here. Yeah, the pistons look really good. Well, they're clean from the E, and I don't see any breaks in the top of them. We'll have to, if this one was broken, there certainly wouldn't be holding coolant. Look at all the dirt that fell on my lifter trays. I should have vacuumed that before I ripped it out of there. Oh well. That's how it goes, right? Sometimes it do be like that. Isn't that what all the kids say? I just cleaned out my shop vac, so now I can ruin it with some antifreeze. Oh, get on up. This is by far the easiest way to do this. Nice amount of water and coolant in there. Okay, one of the rings fell when I yanked the head. Oh no, they're both in the head. One's really far up. I couldn't see it. It was flush with the gasket. The other one's poking out. So it looks to be like, let me start and stop the camera so I have a good point and I'll jam the camera in there.